Hello, everyone. How you doing? I've got a guest with me today. Hello, C-Dad. How you doing?
Hey, y'all, how are you?
Yeah. Because for context, because of the main topic we're gonna be discussing today, I'm not a D&D guy. I'm not a D&D guy. Okay, because I know for a fact, well, the D&D, air quotes community is probably gonna find out about this stream and then immediately declare me as LARPing D&D because that just seems what that seems to be what the kids do today. Oh, you expressed interest in something, you LARPer. Also, Mega Brother. Happy birthday, Megaman, and also hello, Dragon Ranger, Gingerblades, and Jesse. But yeah, no, like when we actually get into like the topics proper, we'll be talking about Hasbro and how it's basically falling apart, and mainly the whole Wizards and D&D thing. Magic the Gathering will probably come up because that's been an obvious one. We scored another win for Conflict 47 with another free STL being released today. Nice. Imagine Games Workshop releasing something substantial for free. Like, imagine that. Like, what the fuck was the last thing they released for free? Fuck, I can't. Oh, okay, right. I want to say they it was a Warhammer community article had some some templates you could print out to make Eldar terrain out of cardboard. That was when the Exodites got announced. You're gonna pay.
All I think it was a toilet paper Gargant, the paper tube Gargant from like what was it, third edition? That's what I was going to suggest.
Listen, I'm old enough. I'm old enough to remember the what is it? The deodorant stick hover tank.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was tempted to try and make one of those, but it was like that's like very old school. That's very old school.
Yeah,
40K.
But that was a subtle way to get 40K people to put on deodorant.
It was, yeah. I mean, okay. I will say though, in all my experience in hobby and game stores, I mean, I've smelled some pretty rank 40K players in my time, but it was always the Magic players that brought the essence of Nurgle to the hobby shop every time.
Or Yu-Gi-Oh too.
Holy
crap.
I will say Yu-Gi-Oh was not as bad as Magic, but the stank counter would go up during those times. But when it was Magic, oh my god, just man. If the Magic tournament was on the same day as game night in the game store, when we were doing 40K, bring your gas mask and maybe a flamethrower.
Tonight, we're all going to cosplay as Krieg. Isn't that great? Come on, guys, bring your mask.
Listen, we're all gonna cosplay as Krieg. We're gonna be fighting Nurgle. Like it's gonna smell like a fucking it's gonna smell like a great unclean one in there. Your only birthday message is this to say, stay white, build, stay based, and be positive. Space King demands it. I agree. Never take the black pill, ladies and gentlemen. Never take the black pill. Only bad things happen. And now Yu-Gi-Oh was just kind of there. Yeah, well, I mean, Magic is rapidly approaching that too. Average day on Vrax then. Yeah, Vrax was Nurgle, wasn't it?
Yeah, what was it?
I'm trying to remember. Okay, because they used to sell the Demon Prince guy from Vrax. They used to sell him. They don't anymore, of course, because they don't sell good things. Memon Transfigured. That was the demon.
And they were, yeah, you're right. They were Nurgle.
Yeah.
No wonder they said, okay, see now it all comes together. Send the guys in masks.
Yep. I mean, listen, the whole, my favorite bit from Vrax was just when the Dark Angels showed up to help, found out there was a fallen nearby, stopped everything to go after him, captured him, and then left. Like, I feel sorry for Dark Angels fans. That's just every Dark Angels story for like since like third edition. It's just been Dark Angels doing Dark Angel things. A Fallen shows up, they capture him, they leave. That's all of them. You've read every single Dark Angel story after me saying that.
I wasn't really grasping the whole Fallen thing until I read that one story. It was I think it was a Death Watch team. And they get all the way to the end, and then the Dark Angel guy basically says, "Fuck all of you," and abandons his Death Watch team so that they could capture, like, it's like a fallen relic. It's not even a fallen person. It's a fallen relic.
Yeah, no,
I'm like, you dick.
yeah. Dark Angels are like that, man. Okay. It's funny too because I feel like the Dark Angels are kind of going through an Eldar thing now, where they've had that like okay, because it's like they've had the thrust of the Eldar plot was dying race, Slanesh eats our souls, blah blah blah, and then they got into a position where they could actually fix it, and they realized this would require them to kill a major character, Slanesh. So they just abandoned the plot line and then haven't given the Eldar any new lore for like 8 years. I feel like they're doing that with the Dark Angels now because the Lion came back, forgave the Fallen, and now they don't know how to write Dark Angels anymore because that was their whole thing. The Fallen was their whole thing. Now they actually have to write. Now they actually have to come up with stories about them, and it's like they're probably like, I don't know what to do, guys. Well, what do we write? What do we write? There's no Fallen anymore.
Ginger, like, hey, they didn't explain. We got the Dark Angles fan here.
Look, the Dark Angels don't have to explain anything, okay? I mean, listen, I'll always remember when Gilliman rocked up with the Crusade fleet to give them their Primaris reinforcements, and Asriel realized it was Gilliman, the Primarch returned, and he thought he was there about the Fallen, so like he was there to censure the Dark Angels over the Fallen, so he was about to order the Rock to open fire on Gilliman's fleet, and then Gilliman gets him on the phone and like, hey, we got your Primaris reinforcements, and Asriel's just like, by who and the what now? Like, and that's the only reason he didn't attack Gilliman, because Gilliman got him on the phone and was like, hey, Primaris reinforcements.
Is that true about the Rock in a certain bar, or is that
no
40K meme story? Which is what I figured it was.
It's meme lore. It's not real. There was there was never a gay bar in Nottingham, let alone one called The Rock. So like, yeah, that's more of that. Oh, I heard it on a YouTube short. It has to be true. Like the Dreadnought older than Tau civilization you keep hearing about.
Yeah, I heard about that, but there was a Dreadnought older than that.
I mean, at least that was actually in a story. But like, I want to point out. I mean, you saw you met Nico on my last Helldivers stream. He's constantly DMing me about the Dreadnought older than Tau civilization. That or gifts of cats. It's like that's all it is. It's like Nico.
Okay, Nico was intel for any veterans in the chat. Nico was an intel weenie. We all have met those of us who wore the uniform. We know his type. His type.
Squad deployed.
Their military autism hyper focused.
Yep. Wilhelm, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Crusade. How you doing? But
it is Wilhelm. You are a Black Templar and you can't even say Wilhelm properly.
No. I prefer the name Reinhard von Lohengram. I prefer that one. Mostly it's my favorite. Literally the name of my favorite anime character of all time. That's not a joke. Legend of the Galactic Heroes, great show.
Oh man.
Dark Sun could have just been indentured servitude, which is the form of slavery where you're paid somewhat. Yeah, we're gonna be going into that. Don't get me wrong. Would have worked with the current capitalism is evil thing, but nah. Well, listen, nobody's accused these people of knowing how to write. I think we can look at like the last decade of content since like 2015, and like be like, yeah, no one accused these people of knowing how to write.
That's for sure.
Isn't Bjorn the Fell-Handed older than Tau Civilization? Yeah, no, because he was a space marine back during the heresy, and then he got dreadnoughted, and he's been around like ever since. I don't know how to tell 40K YouTubers this. Dreadnought older than Tau Civilization, that's not a special position, man. That is not special at all. Did you hear America to bail out Japan because the stock market is crashing and the bond market is dying? I heard something about that. But, I mean, listen, if we're going to help another country financially, I'd rather it be Japan. Japan is our true greatest ally.
He's only saying that because of Godzilla.
Only partially. Only partially. Oh, yeah, no, no, like on our, like, and listen, when the Biden regime canceled the railgun project, they gave the tech to Japan so they could work on it, like while we couldn't. And now that we're going to be building more battleships, well, technically they're not battleships, they're heavy cruisers. But now that we're going to be building them, Japan is like, oh hey, in the meantime, we figured out how to get railguns actually working. You can just use them. We'll just give you the tech. And it's like, oh, cool. You know?
No, it's a battleship. It's a great battleship. It's got the biggest gun of all. That's why it's a battleship. Don't take anything away from me or nuke your house.
I mean, listen. Okay, listen. I remember when that whole thing happened. So many, air quotes, military experts got so fucking mad at the whole thing. Talking about battleships are useless. They're just giant floating targets. And it's like, and then you actually read the stats on.
Here's 20 credits. Go have a space war.
I have piles of devastators and tactical squads ready to be upscaled. I really hope they don't leave the codex this edition. Also, what stops Tristan from one-shooting the galaxy?
Oh, thank you for the $10 super chat, Rogels. As for the devastators and tactical squads, man, I don't know how to tell you this. They're on the chopping block for Legends this edition. I don't know how to, man, it's yeah. If they're in the 11th edition codex for Space Marines, I will be very, very shocked. Like, I mean, they cut Burnas and Ludas out of the Orc codex recently.
We need rail or Gauss machine guns. The A-10 Warthog needs to come back with the Vulcan Gauss cannon.
Yeah, you know what, Krypton, I agree. I agree with that. We listen. We need like an the A11 or whatever we're gonna fucking call it. I don't know. Except it's got a big fuck off railgun in the nose. You know, like
every time it fires, the ship or the plane fucking has to land.
Yeah.
It's so bad it lands.
No, you know what we do? Oh, I have an idea. You know what we do? We make it like a VTOL. Then it can hover and fire the railgun and blows it backwards, but it won't stall out.
Probably have to.
Yeah. You know what they call useless ones? Airplanes. Oh yeah, listen. Airplanes in war are just a fad, man. Now that World War I is over, we're never going to see airplanes in warfare ever again, man.
Adam.
Yeah.
The number of times I have heard the tank is obsolete.
They've been saying They've been saying the tank is obsolete since they invented the moment World War I was over, they said the tank was obsolete.
Well, and then they get into the 70s and it's the ATGM. The ATGM, it could be launched from anything, by anything. The tank is obsolete. I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go on them anyway. And then, of course, we fight in a war where ATGMs are useful. And it shows that stopping to fire against an army that can laze and blaze at 4,000 meters is not a good idea.
Yeah. Well,
now it's drones. Drones. They've already come up with a frangible 50 millimeter cannon shell that can be fired from the back of a truck that can take out clouds of drones.
Yeah, it's like it's this interesting idea. It's called point defense. And when you're not Ukraine and Russia, two countries that basically have no military infrastructure left from, but why do you think they're using drones so much? Because they can't build things they can't build new shit. They have nothing more to build with. So they're using cheap drones they can easily build and massed infantry because that's all they have left. That's why drones are dominating in Ukraine and shit. If it was, America fighting somebody, yeah, drones would be a factor. I'm okay. Oh, just inhaled my own uvula there for a sec. But yeah, no, it's like drones would be a factor, but like we can actually build shit to fight drones. Like shit, we could pull some. Hell, maybe we'll pull some of the Sergeant Yorks out of retirement just for the funsies, We all remember. Yeah,
now York is dead and the gun won't track on her. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we won't have most of the Joint Chiefs of Staff in some butchers 100 feet away, so it won't lock onto them. It'll actually lock onto the drones this time.
We are at the A3, Adam. I don't think it's fielded yet, so it's gonna be a bit. But yeah, we are to the M1A3. Which, that's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. They were talking about the thing back when I was just just a young corporal, from young Austrian corporal, and I'm glad to see us finally here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember like, okay, because we were talking about the tank is obsolete. Remember, and before ATGMs, it was nukes. What are we gonna need tanks for? We got nukes, and and then I remember during that whole era, during the whole ATGM era, it was what they were making things like I mean, they made your favorite tank because of the ATGMs, the fucking not the Starship, the Sheridan, your favorite tank.
They did the Sheridan, they did the Starship, they did the MBT-70. All of these were to take advantage of it, but again, you have to stop to shoot. And we had evolved to, shoot, move, communicate. That was our job. The faster we could move, the faster we could shoot, the faster we killed the target. And that was, it's counterproductive. That's why the Bradley, I mean, to shoot or load, they have to be sitting still, which is talk about death on the modern battlefield.
Yeah, that's just you're going from mobile fire to stand there out in the open for like however many seconds it takes to load a new barrel fired ATGM in. It's like a brilliant plan.
Well, yeah. Even loading, you could at least, like a tank, you could load, but while it's moving. But the Bradley, it has to stop. The back hatch has to pop open. Now, this is the older ones.
Yeah.
They would have to hyper elevate the gun, and Corporal Schmuckatelli would have to stand there in the open and lift and put the missile in and hook it in while shit's pinging off the armor. I remember the Bradley back then was just aluminum.
Oh, right. Oh, you're talking about I was talking about the Sheridan. I think you're talking about the Bradley.
Oh, yeah, the Sheridan, yeah, same thing. Like you said, though, you got to stop to shoot.
Yeah.
So at least you can load while you're moving, but then as soon as it hits the brakes, that's when it's time to pop it right in the head. And the hull of that thing was aluminum. So you could punch through it with light cannons.
You're suddenly thinking of Gundam MS Igloo and that scene with the Fed troops fighting Zaku's using ATGMs. Yeah, I remember that because in that they go back to wire guided because Minovsky particles. Well, I remember we watched MS Igloo see that. You loved the episode with the guy who drove the tank against the mechs.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, you know my thing about tanks and mechs, and while I love BattleTech and Mech Warrior, it doesn't make a lot of sense when you break it down. So.
Well, I'm a big proponent of the fact that if we would get mechs one day, we would absolutely have combined arms with tanks rather than just mechs dominating everything. I feel like a lot of writers don't actually look into military tactics when they're creating their sci-fi settings. So They don't stop to
True.
think that, like I'm working on a sci-fi setting myself right now. And one of the things I stopped to think was, okay, I'm going to put mechs in there. That's an inevitability. I'm going to put fucking mechs in there. If mechs showed up tomorrow, if fucking DARPA was like, hey, motherfucker, we built some mechs, what would happen to tanks? And what I stopped and thought was, well, tanks would probably become, tanks would probably become like the battle line unit, where the mechs would probably become the armored spearhead. But I do not think for a minute that tanks would be replaced entirely by mechs.
Well, again, the problem with a mech is you can't hide it.
Yeah, exactly. It's tall. That's why I was thinking armored spearhead, because obviously it's going to get shot at. So it goes first. It's designed with like equipment to like ward off damage or getting shot, and then while it charges forward, the tanks are providing fire, and then they move up, and they start taking the point when after the mechs have moved up. I just realized,
which is
no, go ahead.
Well, that what you just outlined is what we used to in the old days. We had a type of unit called the armored cavalry.
Yeah.
Which was tanks, Bradleys, mortar tracks, missile launchers, helicopters, and the Bradleys would go they would go shooting forward, stick their nose out, stick the missile launcher out. Yep, there's the bad guys. They wouldn't shoot. They'd pull back to support on high ground, and the tanks with the heavier armor would roll in there and then go nose to nose. So
yeah, it's like they'd act as scouts. Yeah, it's like people forget things like scouting. Scouting is always seems to be forgotten by authors who write military stuff, sci-fi or not.
It's pretty boring. It's really kind of boring.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting. I mean, the only the scout
credits. Go have a space war.
Tanks are obsolete. Drones Harvey replaced them, said the Tau Fire warrior before the Baneblade shot him in the face.
yeah, exactly. Thank you for another $5 super chat, Rogel. Yeah, no, it's like, yeah, it's all fun. It's all fun in drones until the Baneblade puts a 200 millimeter shell in your schnoz,
Hey, Rogels, thanks for bringing up Fire Warrior.
See that if you pay me to play. If you pay me to play Fire Warrior again, I'm just going to keep the money and not play it. I hope you realize that.
You still don't have? Do you have that video?
Oh, with the VOD, I think it's still on YouTube.
We need to sit and watch that. We need to sit and watch that sometime. All these guys, and you stream it and watch yourself.
Watch myself lose my shit as it goes on.
And I'm furiously typing in the background. You don't have to do this. You don't have to.
Oh yeah, no. You were DMing me, telling me I can stop. And again, because when I have OBS up for stream, I have streamer mode on Discord, and that mutes my notifications on Discord during stream. So I wasn't hearing your messages. And I was just like, yeah.
God.
And then I finally. It's like near the end of the game. I'm just so sick of it. I just crash out, and then I see the DMs. I was like, oh, he was telling me to quit the whole time. Shit.
50 caliber, it's armor. Oh, I guess. Isn't the Bradley replacement coming with a 30 millimeter AP?
I didn't know they were replacing the Bradley.
They're going to be testing a new cannon system on the Striker, and the rumor is if it works out, they might be coming up with something to replace the Bradley. Since, of course, anybody that's watched the Pentagon Papers knows enough about that.
I actually looked into that. From what I remember looking into that. I remember looking into that and reading about the guy who wrote it, and apparently he was like apparently that same guy was like some kind of guy really disliked the idea of high-tech weaponry or something like that, and he actually suggested that what the aircraft for like the Army aircraft, I think it was, or maybe it was even the Air Force as well, should just be like a small one-man plane with a big gun in it and no radar or any instruments. Like just enough to get it airborne. And then to send like 1 million of those at the enemy. Like that was his idea. It's like, are you a Soviet? Just by your tactics there, buddy. Like
I think the worst Soviets mixed with the worst Japanese tactics.
yeah, no, it's like we were talking in voice chat the other day with Chanka. They like the Japanese kamikaze
The
plane.
Baka bomb?
Yeah, that could go at like
The Baka bomb, yeah.
Yeah, it could go at like Mach 1 and had a 2,000 pound warhead in the nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
The canopy locks from the outside.
Yeah. The lead pilot, the most successful suicide pilot on record, 5 missions completed.
Oh man, I don't know why it popped in my head that Edge of Tomorrow, that Tom Cruise movie where every time he dies he respawns. But imagine that you're a kamikaze pilot.
Oh my, yeah. Oh god, that was so bad.
He crashes his Oka flying bomb into a U.S. aircraft carrier, then wakes up like earlier in the day back at base. He's like, going again, you know. You know what? I'd probably read that story. Like unironically, I'd probably read that.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Right. Speaking of misery, though, we should probably move into our main topic of the stream, which is that'd be smart. Right. So, okay. So for those who don't know the current situation, Wizards of the Coast, you know, Hasbro, recently announced they're bringing back Dark Sun. For those who don't know what that is basically grimdark, dark fantasy D&D. We're talking like, you know, like dying world. It's still like a miserable dying world where everything sucks, basically.
Yep.
And it was like, you know, it's just it was always like the more, you know, like more mature topics coming up. In a very not a nice place. The Dark Sun world is not a nice place. And they've announced they're going to prune the grimdark out of the setting, essentially. Like that's what they're talking about. Like okay, so I found an article where we're going to read the article. I'll be reading the article out loud, and then we'll be going over the points of it. Yeah, this is from TTRPG Insider. And let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. So, okay, here is the article. Fighting oppression in new ways. D&D's designers on adapting Dark Sun to modern times. Like we're setting off with the modern audience announcement. Always a great start. Designers from Dungeons & Dragons team discuss capturing the unique, violent, and gritty aesthetics of Dark Sun while also adapting its controversial history. Okay, today we're talking about Dark Sun, the setting that D&D hopes to update and launch as a major product the start of 2027. Dark Sun has been around for a long time and has been requested by fans for a while. It's a setting where players have to both survive and attempt to overtake powerful forces that are oppressing the masses. However, the setting is also has an equal amount of controversial lore that features slavery, genocide, torture, and a lot of other dark topics. It places the D&D team in a unique place to try and capture its unique aesthetics while also balancing how it is thinking about the bits of lore that may not match modern sensibilities. TTRPG Insider spoke with Greg Bilsland and Mackenzie DeArmas. Oh, first name is Mackenzie. That's always a good sign. About the new book series at Gen Con 2026. There's apparently some art for the new Dark Sun, you know. All right. So okay. So see that you're the expert here on D&D. Describe Dark Sun like as a setting, the best you can.
And some bona fides. I've played D&D in one form or another since 1976. Y'all shove the jokes up your ass in chat. I don't want to hear it. Just be quiet. Anyway, somebody said it is kind of the grim dark setting for D&D. It is a dying planet with a dying sun. There was a horrible war that pretty much destroyed, say, 90% of all the things available on the planet. It's the Middle East, as it is right now. Everything's
Well,
in short supply.
Yeah,
And mhm.
little bit of Detroit in there, maybe a little bit of Chirac.
Little bit of Chirac, a little bit of Detroit. The only thing that is in large supply is labor in the form of creatures. I won't say humans, but elves. I'm trying to remember if there's elves, but basically biped lore.
Yeah,
Yeah, arcane magic literally feeds on creatures. A wizardess may be walking along with 10 thralls chained to her that she literally pulls their life energy out to power her magic. And it may just be to summon a cold drink.
yeah,
She literally drain the life out of somebody.
yeah. It comes off as like if you've seen some of them, like like sword and sandal dark fantasy movies from like the 80s, you've got an idea of what Dark Sun is like, basically.
And everybody's a slave to everybody. This is not just like when we want to say, hipster, you're our slave. The rest of us are going to sit around and we're going to watch you work. This everybody's.
Oh my God.
That's for his comment about Trinidad was still part of the empire. but yeah, everybody's a slave to everybody.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter, and you could be a house slave, you can be a work slave, you can literally be a source of mana to draw, from. It doesn't matter, and nobody, you will get screwed over by everybody.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like it's like
You could be a magic slave to a lord, and you have slaves of your own. So
yeah, it's like
it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
the setting's like basically built on it. Like it's a core part of the setting because like people are the only resource, like the only easily available resource, and it's also got a real honestly, it's also got a. I've seen art of it. It's got a really unique art style too. Like
Oh yeah, and the costumes are minimal. It's fucking hot.
yeah, it's the yeah, like
The
the
desert.
yeah, the whole world is basically almost completely desertified. The sun is it looks like it's got a fucking like kind of like it's eclipsing, but kind of not. I don't know what the deal is with that. Like, but
It's also part of what happened is the magic also expanded the sun.
oh, so the
So
sun
it's
grew. Okay.
yeah, and it literally there's times when you could be outside, it will burn you to the ground.
Yeah, like
There's moments where it's a depressing ass setting. Like it's 40K for D&D. And in D&D they made no bones when they brought it out. They're like, look, this is not for the kids. Okay? This is not for the kiddies. This is not cute wizard, this isn't an old wizard guy with his girlfriend, traipsing through the woods. This is we will drain your body dry to power magic.
yeah,
Sort of thing.
yeah.
And yeah, you were right, Bo. Very 70s and 80s movies kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'm shit. I'm trying to think of like some movie examples. Like Conan would be the obvious one, but
the Conan, Beastmaster, Dragon Slayer, all of these old, horrid, wonderful movies that I grew up on.
yeah, no, because
So,
yeah, let me get some names off IMDb real quick. Like Conan, Deathstalker. That's what I was thinking of. Deathstalker.
Krull
Krull.
is another one.
Yeah, well, Krull's a little more upbeat though, like in terms of tone though.
It actually turned out okay.
Yeah.
Nothing turns out okay in Dark Sun.
Well, I mean, granted, I could also piss the fantasy fans off by saying actually Krull is a sci-fi movie, but they don't want to hear that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a pretty good example of science fantasy.
Yeah, like
Of science that was misunderstood and considered to be magic.
I mean, I will actually say that Krull is one of the few examples, I will say, of actual science fantasy versus the use of the label that gets done a lot, which is just, oh, it's not like you don't have to crunch the numbers to understand what's going on. But yeah, let's see. What else? What other movies come out? Okay. Warrior and the Sorceress, Fire and Ice, Your Hunter from the Future. Man, I need to put
it
that.
Can be as brutal as Berserk, depending. Well, it depends on the DM and the players.
Here's a good example. Gore, if you've ever heard of that.
Oh God, I haven't thought of that movie since I was had on my hair.
No, mood. But no, it's like okay. Real quick aside before we go back into talking about Dark Sun, I need to put Your Hunter from the Future on the server one of these days, just because it's.
Oh man,
it's special. We'll just it is an experience. We'll just put it that way.
Dune, yeah. I mean, definitely Dune was highbrow compared to most of this stuff.
Well,
these movies, you got to understand, they were made for like $10,000 and a bowl of ramen. Okay,
yeah.
These were not.
Yeah, I will say definitely the Arrakis parts of Dune come to mind.
Oh yeah.
Like, can I show the chat better roots? Not without being banned, I'm afraid. But that is a good example of what you're talking about when it cut, with what these people are doing to Dark Sun. Also, hello, Jay. You know what, Jay? Let me get you a shout out. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, Adam, you're right. That is where the Thrike Creed came from.
There we go. Right. So let's continue reading the article. Dark Sun was
yeah.
Dark Sun was among the widespread of announcements at Gen Con 2026 D&D keynote. The setting is expected to get 2 full books and a modified version of the player's handbook, reflecting the company's commitment to making the setting a key part of the company's strategy. And the return to Dark Sun was driven by the fans. D&D executive producer Greg Bilsland told TTRPG Insider. There's always been a vocal portion of the audience that wants us to go back to it, Bilsland admitted. And after years of requests and campaigns, the company's finally returning to the 30-plus-year-old dark fantasy setting. Okay. I'll hold my tongue and I'll keep reading for now. It's a notable pivot for the company. Former D&D executive producer Kyle Brink said in a 2023 interview with Bob Worldbuilder that the Dark Sun setting is problematic in a lot of ways, and that's the main reason we haven't come back to it. The statement isn't that shocking considering that Dark Sun's past books used racial stereotypes and genocide as notable elements of the game's lore. But Bilsland insisted that the D&D team is taking the subject seriously. The content is being reviewed by sensitivity readers, Bilsland said.
Oh, God.
In fact, we invested more...
Squad deploying.
Oh, thank you, Omnipates, for the thank you for the follow. Welcome to Crusade. But the content is being reviewed by sensitivity readers, Bilsland said. In fact, we invested more deeply in sensitivity readers for Dark Sun, knowing the challenges it faces. Oh, Christ almighty. There's a meme I gotta look up for this.
I'm just picturing a cat gagging. When they show the cat the piece of cheese and it starts gagging. When you said sensitivity readers.
It's like, I'm sorry, but if you're adapting a setting and what you're worrying about is sensitivity, yeah, go fuck yourself. Also, I found the meme. You know what? I'm gonna put it up on you know what? Okay, it's up now. The guy likes Blue. Coming soon. Blue the movie. Big screen
This sounds
pictures.
dreadfully homosexual, and not in the fun way.
Yeah, no, I agree, Dragon Ranger.
Red.
Yeah, Blue. Big screen pictures presents Blue, and it's. I mean, is it wrong though?
No, and that's just, again, they're going to do that, and this is just the beginning for D&D. We'll get the article finished, but this is just the scummy layer of green ooze on top of the water. It gets worse, kids.
Oh yeah. No, like this is like like this discussion, or this discussion will be going down a rabbit hole with this company right now. But okay. He also reinforced that the grittiness of the setting will still exist, but it won't rely on narratives of mass slavery. You don't have to have slavery in a setting in order for it to be a pref. Actually, you kind of do. Okay. Stop. Okay. There are other forms of oppression out there. He gave an example of Uruk, a city in Dark Sun that controls one of the leading armies in the region. That's because the leadership regularly presses people into military service or convinces the poor to give up their freedom for a chance to survive. So slavery. He hopes that the setting will offer players a chance to deal with more mature stories and themes such as fighting, oppression, and the game will also provide mechanics for making wounds more brutal, healing less viable, and other elements to help capture the gritty aesthetic that define the setting. Okay, I can't. I have to fucking
Have
stop.
you ever seen what's it called? The Babylon Bee, when they talk about new D&D?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Oh my God, I'll send it to you. And it's actually stuff taken from the now completely failed 5.5 rule set. So, okay. All right. No, you keep going. You finish that article. You eat all of your vegetables, young man.
Well, no. Okay, I have to stop and rant. Because like this is kind of, like, again, I'm not a D&D guy, but I know writing, right? And this is so emblematic of woke writing. It's ridiculous. It's like, we want to cover stories of fighting oppression and tyrants, but don't you dare put slavery in it. Like, it's maddening. It is so maddening. They want to have oppression and tyrants be a persistent problem, but they don't want to have anything that is oppressive or tyrannical. They talk about gritty aesthetics, but the moment you try to world build grittiness into the setting, oh no, that's a bridge too far. That edge is a little too sharp, you know?
Oh yeah, the white halflings would be the bad guy.
Yeah. They're all, you know what? They're like, okay, like, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, okay, full disclosure here. And you'll probably agree with this, see that with your work history, and that is the fact when they bring up, oh, we're going to allow slavery if it's the military. Like, I'm sorry, that just strikes me so much as that kind of motherfucker, like the kind of guy,
oh, yeah.
like the kind of critic from like the 2010s who watched Battle Los Angeles or Transformers or Godzilla 2014, saw the military was in it and then lost his shit and gave it a bad review just because of that,
Oh yeah,
like
always gonna be.
Yeah,
that motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, we can do it here because it's the military and militaries are bad. Like that's what that strikes me as, That's what that strikes me as.
They're gonna have to have some. They've already tried that, not having anybody be the bad guy again, which was D&D 5.5, which those D&D people out there know completely. That's the one that had the Mexican orcs.
Oh right, yeah, the Mexican orcs.
And nobody was the bad guy. Could be the bad guy.
Oh, hold on. Oh, first of all, hello, Amphibious Stoog. Welcome to the stream. Didn't Transformers have military funding? Okay, it didn't have military funding so much as Michael Bay, who has worked with the military before, and the military trusts him to be careful with their toys. Basically let him play with military hardware. Like that's what. Like, yeah, the military is, of course, going to have a hand in production when you're working with them. You're working with potentially classified shit, Like if you're gonna have like when Brawl showed up in Transformers 1, you were watching that, remember? It was the M1 Abrams with all the shit bolted on. Remember that?
They had like a turret on top of a turret. I'm going, the fuck is that?
I mean, okay, in their defense, he was a Decepticon, so like, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But like, yeah, like, I mean, the interior, like shit on the interior of an M1 Abrams, there's shit in there that's classified that we're not allowed to, like, you know,
you're not going to show that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's on a movie set with cameras everywhere. So yeah, you know, the Pentagon, the US military takes an active role in the production when military hardware is going to be utilized on the set. But film critics get this weird idea that it's all like, oh, the military is actually paying them to make the US military look squeaky clean. And it's like, all the US military ever really wants is that, you know, just to be like a fair representation.
Just show us doing what we do.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's like naturally the military isn't going to want to get involved, going to want to get involved with a production like, say, Rules of Engagement, where they're straight up making
now or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I actually want to say, no, they had military hardware on Apocalypse. I don't know if they were involved. I know the Pentagon didn't really get super involved with film production until they did Top Gun, because they were literally using actual F-14s for the filming and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was basically a commercial.
I mean,
it worked. I almost joined the Navy. Then I remembered I wasn't gay, so.
Man, yeah, listen. I can't. The way I've never seen a picture of you, see that, but the way you describe yourself, like just like this, like basically a dwarf. I can't imagine you in a fighter jet. Okay, I can't imagine you in a fighter jet.
I'm actually the same height and a similar build. I finally saw somebody that resembles me in height and build. The fat electrician.
Oh, okay. No, I can't imagine him in a fighter jet either.
Yeah, my hair's a little longer than his, but yeah. that's as close as you're gonna get to get an idea.
What the fuck that type of orc? Yeah, okay. I can't understate how stupid it is that people actually listen to fucking extra credits in that stupid video they did where they said orcs represent black people, you guys, and then
that's kind of where it started. That is kind of ground zero for a lot of bullshit.
That was literally where the conversation started. You can also blame extra credits for $80 games, because they did a video arguing that, and people really don't understand that during that era, that 2014 to like 2025 era, people actually listened to those channels. They actually watched them in like corporate meetings and shit. They watched extra credits because they thought that was the cultural zeitgeist.
Well, we had the combination of that, and we had Snarkeesian.
Oh yeah,
her bullshit. It was a terrible time. It really was.
I mean, I still remember when Destiny 1 came out, and if you were playing like, say, you were playing like a female character, and you would do the sit animation, they'd sit in like a feminine way. And then Sarkeesian visits Bungie, says, women don't sit like that. And then Destiny 2 comes out, and there's only one sitting animation per class, regardless of gender that you pick. They brought the old ones back later as an optional emote, but
it's a DLC.
Yeah, no, you joked. It was a DLC, actually, like unironically.
A DLC.
Yeah.
Sit like a chick.
We should hit extra credits with rocks. I mean, they're irrelevant now. They basically undid themselves. So yeah, but it was the fact that when they made that video with the whole, orcs represent black people, and monsters and stories represent minorities and LGBT people and all that shit, and the companies, like the game companies, not just video games but all of them, just took it and fucking ran with it, because they actually thought that's what people thought, because they don't talk to their customers. The only company that really didn't was, of all of them, Games Workshop. Which, I'm not one to praise Games Workshop. Fuck you, Games Workshop. But credit where it's due, they didn't listen.
Well, I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say credit where credit is due.
But granted, around. Actually, hold on, wait. I have to confirm something. Wait a minute.
Sure.
I have to confirm a release date on a book. I have to confirm the release date.
I think it is.
It's Armageddon Saint. Yep, it came out around that time. Okay, that's a Gav Thorpe novel. that's the one where they try to imply that the orcs aren't really bad guys. The Imperium are just mean to them.
Now, isn't this set back in the Second War?
No, Armageddon Saint was after the Third War. It was written by Gav Thorpe. It's the one where it was the last Chancer's novel that came out and it sucked. And basically, like, there's a guy, the guy in it like kills like a knob or a war boss or something. I forget what exactly. And the orcs under that guy's command now see the main character as their boss, and they start following him. And it's like setting the groundwork for the idea that the Imperium and the orcs could get along if the Imperium would just stop being so gosh darn racist toward them. And
that's like a lot more thought than you should normally give orcs.
Yeah, no, and unironically, there's a scene where the orcs start praying at the altar of the Emperor, and the Sisters of Battle are all offended, and they're given a lecture on sensitivity on why they have to let this happen.
Gav Thorpe is a
Listen. I've said it myself. The more you learn about Armageddon Saint, the more you just want to beat Gav Thorpe to death with your bare hands. That book is awful. That book is genuinely awful.
When did that come out? I must be thinking of
2019.
There's another book. Okay, there's another book. I think it just came out that is set like right after the Second War. It's set on Armageddon. Or am I dreaming it? I don't remember.
Shit. Trying to remember. That was around that time. That book came out around that time where that was becoming a conversation among like woke types, and then the extra credits did that video, and then it overtook the industry like entirely. Like, but then the irony is that then they turned the orcs into a Mexican stereotype.
But yeah, they turned them all into stereotypes.
Yeah,
remember the gay multiracial dwarves?
Yeah, I remember that.
Cookies at the forge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because we don't play D&D to delve dungeons and fight monsters and find loot and engage in epic adventure storylines. No, we play it to like do theater kid shit. Feasting and partying and going to balls.
And look, I don't care if you're a gay dwarf couple. If you and Ash played and you wanted to be a gay dwarf couple, dude, more power to you. Enjoy the game. But they're sitting there having cookies at the forge while they're wearing sandals.
Yeah, that's not D&D. It's like and people try to argue. It's like, oh, you just don't like gay characters. I'm gay, motherfucker. All right, it's still not what D&D is about. like holy shit.
And also, why dwarf got melanin? Why dwarf have melanin?
Yeah, no, I
need melanin.
Yeah, it's like
I live underground.
I really that's another one I don't understand is like when they try. Okay, I don't understand the whole trying to make non-human but human-looking fantasy races. Like elves, dwarves, halflings, etc. Try to follow the exact racial dichotomies of humans that never sat right with me because they're not human. They're not like, and there have been since forever Black, Asian, what have you, D&D characters, human characters, and it's like that was always the funniest thing to me during the whole orcs are black people argument, because it's like, oh well, or the orcs represent black people, then what do the black humans represent? Can you answer that for me?
People. Brown people.
I don't think extra credits thought that far ahead. I don't need to play a gay dwarf in a game. I'm already a short, fruity man. I mean, listen, I wouldn't need to play a gay elf. I'm already a tall. Well, I couldn't play an elf anyway. I've got way too much body hair, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Unless I want to be, unless I want to be like Tannis half elf and just bitch about it all the time, Oh no, I have a beard. I'm suffering. Basically, that shit. Like, come on, man. I would be a wood elf. No, that's ridiculous. I shower every day. I shower every day. I can't be a wood elf.
Do you though?
Uh,
But no, please continue because
Yeah.
I know it got to because yeah, I wanted to dump some other facts about D&D coming down the pike.
Yeah.
It's not just Dark Sun.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
gets worse.
Okay. Continuing. Whether you're a designer, content creator, just the biggest fan. Oh, no, this is the fucking shilling there. Fuck off with your shilling. Okay. Wither and Rot capturing Dark Sun's distinct magical style. Whether Dark Sun's moral code is. While Dark Sun's moral code is key to capturing the Dark Sun experience, well, then why are you cutting it out? But anyway, another element is how magic works. While a traditional fantasy setting like the Forgotten Realms may allow wizards and warlocks to abide, Dark Sun makes magic more costly. Spellcasting in Dark Sun can draw magic from the landscape and cause it to wither and decay, said senior game designer Mackenzie DeArmas told TTRPG Insider. It's a theme that she tried to capture in the Defiler Sorcerer, a class that was teased in the previous Unearthed Arcana. The Defiler allows players to draw on their own hit point dice and those of opponents to fuel their magic, using life force throughout combat. Sorcerers are not the only ones with the ability to drain the environment, however. DeArmas says there will be systems available in the Dark Sun books that allow spellcasters to upcast magic, albeit at the cost of the environment and the allies around them.
Not the environment. No. Oh no.
I'm just gonna put this out there. It's so emblematic that they're using environment. They're pushing the slavery angle and changing it to environmentalism. I'm willing to bet this Mackenzie DeArmas person thinks that nuclear waste is stored in rusty yellow barrels that leak everywhere. I'm willing to bet that. Hey, yo, Mackenzie, for some reason you ever watched this stream, confirm that for me. Do you believe that? I want to know for research. But anyway, another key theme of Dark Sun is psionics. While there are subclasses in the current D&D books that allow psionic magic, Soul Knife Rogue, Psi Warrior, etc., players will have access to these skills as well. Players will be able to pick up wild talents that will allow any class to inherit psionic abilities. They'll operate similar to Dragon Mark feats or Dark Gift feats, which are distinct sets of feats from the Eberron and Ravenloft settings, with their own benefits and costs. The team basically went through all of comic book and horror novel history to find the most prominent psionic tropes to convert them into usable feats for your character. There's also the Scion, the first new class to be added to D&D 5e since the introduction of the Artificer in Eberron Rising from the Last War in 2019. Originally teased in Unearthed Arcana in May 2025, the full class lets characters use psionic abilities in offensive, defensive, and support methods. You sounded pretty upset when you heard psionics come up.
I have never. Psionics either in D&D either ends up being nothing or so stupidly overpowered as to take over the setting. They've never gotten it right. 2E, 3, 3.5. I really didn't do much with 4. And 5, they just kind of acted like it didn't exist.
Yeah, I would say, well, in your defense, not a lot of people did a lot of 4th edition, so yeah. I've seen enough memes that, every time I see psionics come up in a D&D meme, the meme is that it's overpowered. Like really disgustingly overpowered. That's my knowledge, basically. That's my knowledge base of psionics. If the memes about balance are saying it's overpowered, then yeah, it's probably overpowered. Well, there's that much consensus about it,
Well, yeah, you could build around it in so many different ways to just stack abilities. But if you take away a bunch of those abilities, okay, we won't allow you to stack them, then it becomes just kind of, oh, I give you a small pimple on your nose. Hey, psionic power.
Versus I point my finger at you and everything in my line of sight is annihilated, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. There seems to be no in between with psionics.
Yeah, like they can't balance it. Thank you for the shout out. Hey, no problem, Jay. No problem, man.
It sounds great on paper. It's kind of like the Dragonlance, since you're familiar. The I get tired after every spell. Sounds great on paper. Try to implement it in a game, especially a low-level game. I cast Magic Missile. fuck y'all. I got to take a nap.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that sounds utterly obnoxious. That sounds obnoxious. Oh, I'm pretty certain that's the hold on. The class got some pretty solid updates to Armus emphasizes, but was unable to say more. I think that's it. That's the whole article.
Okay, so to give you some background, because it sounds like Grand Wizards of the Coast is very scattershot in what they're doing. To give you some background, the head of Wizards of the Coast has resigned.
Oh, that's always a good sign. That's always a good sign.
No reason given. We can all kind of figure that one out.
Because shit ain't good right now. I've heard the stories.
One of the things they have talked heavily about is the head at Hasbro said that D&D is not monetized enough. More on that in a little bit, enough to give anybody the heebie frickin' jeebies on this one. But it's not monetized enough. There needs to be more. And AI, for all you AI lovers out there, is going to play very, very heavily into the future of D&D. Some of you may have seen the World of Warcraft. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, okay, credit where credit's due. At least Wizards is being honest about using AI, unlike GW. I'm still convinced that 10th edition was written on ChatGPT. Like, I'm still fully convinced of that.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, this all started, and Bo and I have been chit-chatting back and forth on this because it affects several different worlds, because I guarantee they're all watching this.
Yeah.
Probably about when they first started noticing that Baldur's Gate 3 was actually a good game. And Hasbro, being Hasbro, reached into their pocket and pulled $1 billion out and said, "Here, bitches, do something with this. Spend it all. Don't save anything." So they immediately start throwing money at companies saying, "Give me Baldur's Gate 4." Nobody wants to do it because it's leaked out that dealing with Wizards is a nightmare. Even Larian was like, "Eat a dick. We're going to go work on our own stuff."
Oh, yeah, right. I was going to say, yeah, Larian said they're not going to do Baldur's Gate 4, and they're moving on to, what's it called? They're moving on to Divinity Original Sin 3, I think.
It is, but I think they're just calling it Divinity.
Right, yeah, okay, Ash put it in chat, Divinity. Thank you, Ash. But yeah, no.
And it looks like it's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah, they're going full. I'm not gonna lie, and they keep bringing up dark fantasy aesthetics with Dark Sun, but then you watch that Divinity trailer, and I feel like they're kind of nailing it a little better than the current new Dark Sun art. Like, okay, like let me put it this way: like, I've seen some of the Dark Sun art. I put the thing from the article up on the background here, but I noticed a lot of the new art when I've seen it. They're going for blood and guts, obviously, but if you don't have the dark themes, you don't have a dark setting. Like, blood and guts is just superficial edginess without anything narratively to ground having. Like, people.
It's easily removed because, again, if you're not looking at the art and the DM isn't describing it in lurid detail, it's not happening.
Yeah, like if you can remove the blood and guts and it doesn't change the story, then there was no point in having it. Like, if you took the blood and guts out of Berserk, for example, it would fundamentally change how Berserk is perceived as a story for the worse. If you took the mature story themes out of Berserk and kept the blood and guts, it would just be superficially edgy. And another thing similar to that is like all the swearing.
The problem with a lot of people and dark fantasy is they struggle to grasp that part of dark fantasy is difficult topics like slavery, oppression, political backstabbing, and the dark side of magic, e.g., blood magic and necromancy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they want to. It's like they want to have their cake. You know, they want to have their cake that is Dark Sun, and they want to eat it too, which is having none of the shit that upsets them personally as people creating a game.
I played a Dark Sun campaign where we were stuck in jail, and the DM made a point of telling our female mage, well, by the way, in addition to everything else, that time of the month has showed up. And she just started chuckling at the table, and we're going, why is that funny? She literally drew the power out of that and blasted a guard. Okay, that's Dark Sun. That's Dark Sun right there, man.
That's actually really fucking creative as like a dark.
It really was, and she says literally the death of my potential offspring will power my. And she just smashes a guard. The keys come sliding back across, and I was the rogue. I was able to get my fingers under the door and get the keys, but I'm like, that was brutal. What literally what a thing to do and to think of. So,
and it's like,
yeah, it was quite interesting.
And the thing too is like, I mean, and again, I'm bringing up Berserk a lot here because I feel like for people who don't know what Dark Sun is, that's a good approximation, is Berserk, which a lot of people know. And yeah, again, if you have like, say, Berserk, but you don't do the eclipse scene, like, but they cut out, but they censor the eclipse, because it might make people upset. Like, okay, you just fuck the story. And that's the thing. You can't have dark fantasy if the world isn't dark, and you can't just replace that with blood and guts. It's like the superficial edginess of shows like, say, Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel, where, oh, we want to set it in hell, but everyone's like a fruity gender special, and so we're going to replace all the edginess with replace all the uncomfortable topics associated with hell with excessive swearing, and it's like it just comes off as immature.
And like I said, and yeah, they're going to try to make a game to sell to the players, but don't worry, Alec, they're going to make a game for themselves. There's going to be a game for everybody. Why? Because the future of D&D is not resurrection of things like Dark Souls or bringing back Forgotten Realms, including resurrecting many of the legends that they killed off. Oh no. We're going to have Star Wars D&D.
All right.
We're going to have World of Warcraft D&D. We're going to have any setting that'll pay. D&D.
Y'all motherfuckers are ready for D&D Realms Beyond. You know what? We'll get to that topic in a moment. I gotta go AFK really quick. I'm gonna put the AFK screen up. We'll be right back.
Good idea, Sam.
I gotta piss like a racehorse.
Sorry, bathroom's a little further away.
Okay. Your bathroom's a little further away than mine. I'm pretty certain I just bored a hole to China with the sheer force of that. So yeah, I was holding for a while, man.
So yeah, so that's going to be the future. Is basically Fortnite.
Yeah, like and
D&D Fortnite.
And this was also what is killing. This is also what's killing Magic, by the way, Magic the Gathering, which is, this is as far as I understand it from what I've read and looked into, is that D&D doesn't bring in money. Magic the Gathering brings in money. Like
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Magic is Hasbro's. That's their cash cow, and that's not doing good right now.
But according to Hasbro, it's not monetized enough.
Yeah, like
for you Magic players.
Yeah, and
dig deeper, bitches.
Yeah, no, and the thing is too, and again, remember, this is coming from a 40K player, all right, like 26 odd years 40K player. Magic is more expensive than 40K, and I know that I know it's like, but it's like what, $7, $5, $7, something like that for a pack of cards. How is that more expensive? Because if you actually want to play it, you need to be searching online for expensive rare cards. And that's going to run you more than a 40K army. Like, unironically, it's going to run you more than a 40K army. Berserk, Fate, Maiden Abyss, and Goblin Slayer are proper dark fantasy. Yeah, no, but Maiden, I actually can't watch Maiden Abyss. That shit's fucked up. That's too fucked up even for me. But yeah, no, it's like Magic is their cash cow, and Magic is not doing too well. Like, there's a reason they're doing Universes Beyond in Magic, and that's because how do I put this? When the money stops flowing, their only answer is to try to draw in people from outside the customer base of Magic. And that's why they're doing Universes Beyond, to try to keep Magic profitable.
And that's their attempt with D&D is a version of Universes Beyond, going with World of Warcraft
and Star Wars.
And anybody that'll submit to. No, I've played Star Wars D&D. It was called SW5E. It was actually pretty good. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings one, I'm going to wait and see how they get along with GW on that particular issue. That may have the two dinosaurs fighting.
I don't think you'll have a Final Fantasy crossover just because I'm pretty certain Squeenix has already got somebody to do a Final Fantasy 14 tabletop RPG. So I don't think Square Enix would, do a crossover like that when they're publishing their own already. Or if they're not publishing it, they're getting somebody else to publish it,
And don't get me wrong, this is not new. There was a Rick and Morty 5e crossover.
Oh, Christ on a bike. Fucking Rick, fuck me, man. Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Alec was talking about Magic.
Okay, yeah, my mistake.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings with Black Aragorn. Man, that's when they really frosted people's balls. I know there was a lot of pissed off Magic players.
Was it Black Aragorn, Black, like they made Aragorn black. I want to say they also made the entire royal family of Rohan black as well.
But they had to make sure Arwen was a white girl.
Right, yeah. I mean, of course.
You will.
I mean, listen. I know the people who do this kind of shit have a fetish, all right? So, of course, they're going to keep Arwen white.
Kind of like a certain fetish we saw on X today, but anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that shit. Don't get me. I'm going to talk about that a little later, but not now.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, go on. Oh, hold on. I think I might get this slap with a super chat here. Wait, it showed up on my.
There you go. Yeah, it showed up in the channel. Yeah.
It's not clicking on. It's not going through on the thing. All right, but I'm right. Well, okay, I see that super chat though, Grazer. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Sometimes you need problematic elements of fictional settings to have poignancy. I want to talk with you guys on stream. You seem very smart. Okay, Grazer.
Fooled him.
Well, okay, first of all, no, I'm fucking retarded. Second of all, Grazer, and this isn't personal.
You can't do that to them.
Oh, there it goes. Human rights are for humans, and they're not human. There it
Hello.
goes.
Sometimes you need problematic
lag there.
elements in fictional settings to have poignancy. I want to talk with you guys on stream. You seem very smart.
Okay, Grazer, it's like, okay, so it's like this. So first of all, yeah, you're absolutely right about the problematic elements, air quotes, problematic elements. You're absolutely right about that. But when it comes to like the talking on stream, and this is, this isn't personal. This is just a lesson I've learned as a content creator. I can't just let anybody on stream, and I can't just, give interviews to just anybody, because there are absolutely people out there who would want to use that. And in fact, one of the earliest things that happened to me was somebody trying to do that. Hi, Shay. I know you still think about me every day, and it's creepy, by the way. How's the YouTube career? Oh, right, it never took off. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I can't just let anyone on stream or just interview anyone. That's a security thing, especially with some of the weirdos out there that seem to obsess about me every fucking day. Like, that's just how it is, man. I'm sorry.
Like me.
What's funny is I know your wife is in the other room and probably heard that joke.
She's literally watching TV, looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, she must know. She married you. Ash knows what's wrong with me. Like he's been with me long enough. But anyway, right. Wait, what the fuck were we talking about? Right. Yeah. Universes Beyond.
Oh yeah. So, and like I said, they're gonna try to roll the. They even did a Penny Arcade crossover.
Well, how the fuck does that work? How the fuck
They
does
came up with
that
something.
work?
It was an interesting idea, and I bought the book because I bought all the books because I'm like you with 40K, and I buy shit because it says 40K. It was called Acquisitions Incorporated, where you basically made a business. You bought an adventuring franchise, and it was how to make money, grow support, get followers, build a. It was a long-term, like build a castle thing. The idea was good, but it basically became D&D with spreadsheets to track your profit and loss. And
That sounds awful. I'm sorry. That just sounds
really.
awful.
Yeah. And they even pushed it in the Neverwinter online game, the role playing game online.
Like, okay, like I know
nobody goes to that part of the town where it is.
Like, listen, I know that's hypocritical of me to say, the spreadsheet D&D sounds awful when I play EVE Online, the game infamously known as Spreadsheets in Space. But like, no, it's like that. Like, actually, that just sounds so mind-numbingly boring. I'm sorry.
So, and the worst part, I always like to say the best for near the end is. One of the ways they're going to monetize it, kids, is they're going to force you to go digital.
Oh.
You're not being given a choice. They're talking about no longer printing books in the physical format. See this, and this is what I said. Watch GW. They are watching this shit like a hawk. You know they are.
Oh.
Printing, cutting off digital books, only thing in PDF format. You will have to have the app to play. Even if you want to play at tabletop, somehow you will have to have the app. You will incorporate AI into your game. You will have a subscription. Everybody will have, because right now, let's just say there were 6 people in this chat wanted me to DM. And they're like, hey, dude, can you DM for us? I'm like, yeah, I'm old school. I don't charge my players. I do it for the fun of playing. So I already have a subscription to D&D Beyond that costs me the grand total of $7. I can share all my books, all my modules, all my characters, everything with my players digitally. They don't have to have the subscription. They just show up. They make their characters online. They can use the books online. Well, that shit's about to come to a halt, and they may make the books so that they only are online. Possibly. Yeah, Alec, that's the idea is
full PlayStation.
Full PlayStation. You will use the app. If you want to play D&D, if you have 3 friends, because all of you are antisocial weirdos, the DM will now be an AI program. The problem is they lost so much money when they tried to make that 3D tabletop game, which I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish that had worked out.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
right.
basically Baldur's Gate 3, but your own design.
Yeah, like designing your own Baldur's Gate 3 thing for online D&D play, basically.
Problem is nobody's
yeah.
computer could run it.
Yeah, like I mean, it's okay. It sounds like a good idea. It's just that there's way too much involved, and you know, and looking at it from like an angle of like learning to like use it, that would involve a base like for even if it's like a simplistic form of it, like an easy to plug in form of it, it's still programming. You'd have to learn programming to run it if you want to DM it, and a lot of people who DM like why the fuck would I learn that when I can just like do it like, you know, I'll just read the book and go from there, you know? That's how I see it.
Yeah, and that's again, that's the problem is it's going to be everything's going to be monetized. Hey, congratulations, Ranger, on going up. Oh, you want to go Gloomstalker for $4.99? We'll set you up. Not a problem, Troop.
Yeah, listen. And here's the thing, because you brought up Games Workshop. I've already said and I've already predicted they're going to try to get either dial back physical tabletop or get out of it entirely for digital. Like, think of it this way. Imagine, because so D&D, not D&D, game, so 40K, right? Or Games Workshop. I've said before, one of the reasons they are able to make as much of a profit as they do off tabletop is because they control top to bottom the production of the game pieces, right? You know, they print, they own the factories that make the minis. They control the logistics. They, you know, and all of that. The only things they don't control, probably most likely, is sourcing plastic. You know, the resin they use to make the plastic out of, and the cardboard. The cardboard's always been a hard spot for them. Like they rather infamously had to stop printing the Cursed City, the Cursed City side game for Age of Sigmar because they got into a kerfluffle with the Chinese company printing their cardboard. So they tried to pass off Cursed City as a once and done special edition thing, and nobody bought that. Nobody bought that idea. They were like, "Yeah, no, you got into it with the Chinese company making cardboard, and that's what happened." And then guess what came out later? That's the truth. That's exactly what it was. It was the cardboard. And then they started making Dark City again, and we're like, Dark City, Cursed City, and then they were like, "Oh, guess what, guys? We decided because it was so popular, we're bringing it back." And it's like, no, you have a new cardboard company now, and they were able to finally print it. And it's
like, for example, what they're going to do is, okay, so if you want to make your character Marshal Bohemond the Paladin, you're going to design him. If you've ever done where you can design your own mini online,
yeah, like Hero Forge. Hero Forge is the one that I think of. Yeah.
So they might partner with somebody like Hero Forge or come up with their own company, probably partner, they have the money for it. And you're going to design Marshal Bohemond the Paladin, and you're like, that's cool. Click, I'm going to keep that. Hey, why don't you lock that in for $10.99? And now you could take Marshal Bohemond out of your virtual pocket and put it on the virtual tabletop everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Any game you play, but it's not yours. And what if you change swords? Did you say you want to go with a big fuck off hammer?
Yeah.
So it costs you $2.99 to change to a hammer, isn't it? Remember, these are all pixels.
They're gonna nickel and dime you for this shit so hard.
So they're gonna control the figurines. They're gonna control the minis. They're gonna control the terrain, the everything. I'm not saying that there's a lot of options out there on a certain program that costs $19.99 on Steam.
On sale often at that.
But there's a lot of options. Badger and I were playing with them for the past couple of days going, Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No. Trust me. I remember very specifically. Recently, where Games Workshop went after tabletop sim because yeah. So eventually after that, by the way, after that whole thing happened, they just re-uploaded the whole thing. They like the mod makers just re-uploaded it. Like they re-uploaded the mods. It was back under it was back on a couple days later. But it's the fact that I think Games Workshop at some point within the next year is going to announce digital 40K tabletop. I think they're going to announce that. I think they're absolutely following their competitors. Like I've been talking about a vibe shift in the company. I've been talking about that, right? Since 11th edition. And on 11th edition, they've cocked it up so hard, so fast. It's actually kind of impressive with the latest balance data slate making everything worse. The codex creep, that orc codex is going to be so fucking broken for so long. Like,
well, look at how easy it's been for me to get the actual physical books for the first time in how long? I'm finding them dirt cheap.
Yeah, I know. You got that 500 Worlds lore book that you were after off no, you got it off of eBay, but yeah.
I got it off of eBay, but it was cheaper to order it from England than it was America.
Yeah, and I got the Operation Imperator lore book, which which apparently, by the way, Games Workshop severely overprinted the Armageddon boxes, and game stores can't get rid of them. I'm just gonna toss out there. Kind of emphasizes how they underprinted deliberately the Custodes battle box, for when that came out for Horus Heresy. It's almost like Games Workshop does tend to overprint those boxes, but they didn't that one. Funny that.
Well, look at how sheepish they look. The Sabbath World Crusade book that you and I both got.
Yeah,
just suddenly that pops. Hundreds of them come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, no, listen, I picked that up and 5 minutes later they sold out. I just barely got it.
I'm glad you did though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no,
it's
a great book.
For those that can get their hands on it, oh my god! If you're a Sabbath Worlds nerd, Gaunt's Ghost nerd, oh my god,
that is crack. That is my
favorite. It's
freaking
crack.
that that whole that and the sort of Eisenhorn and adjacent books, those Gaunt's Ghosts and the I call them the Inquisition books, Dan Abbott's Inquisition books. Those two are my favorite subsettings of 40K. So yeah, I had to get this. I was weak and I got the Sabbath Worlds Crusade book. It was worth it though. It's a good book.
Oh, it is. The map alone. Oh, I just want the map framed.
Yeah, it's the map of the Sabbath Worlds. But yeah, no, it's and I feel but when it comes to going on to trying to move, because let's be real here, and this is a result of the unspecified virus of unknown origins. A lot of people moved to digital tabletop, whether 40K or D&D, what have you, because nobody could play it during that time.
That's what brought me back in.
Yeah, and
I started teaching D&D digitally to people that had never given it a second thought.
Yeah, because all of a sudden a lot of people, because that was a thing. I call it the COVID hobby boom, and it's really a good name for it because everybody was locked inside and nothing to do. So a lot of people who never considered things like Dungeons and Dragons, all of a sudden were like, I've got nothing to do. I knew this nerd in high school who liked this 40K thing. I guess I'll look into it. And a lot of hobbies, got a big boost during COVID because a lot of people had nothing else to do. And Tabletop Simulator got its biggest boost during COVID because, you had that there were already small scenes for say D&D on Tabletop Sim, but all of a sudden a lot of people were getting into it through that. Yeah. So of course, Wizards being what they are, and Wizards and Games Workshop being what they are, they want to capitalize on that. It's taken them like, when did D&D start going officially digital? Like what year was that?
Jeez. I think D&D Beyond rolled out when in 16, but it was real primitive.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what they did right, and they've been coasting on it since. Is D&D Beyond fully digitized? I want to say 6 months before COVID happened.
Oh, damn. Okay, so it's like
all the books were online, all the manuals, all the dungeons, all the rules, the dice, everything, and Roll20, for those familiar with that platform, kept up with it. And I could literally go on to Reddit, which is the best place to advertise at the time, and I could literally hold my hand up and say, "Hi, I need 6 new players D&D that have never," and I'd get stampeded with 50 applications. People were so desperate. Almost all of them like college students. They're stuck in their dorms or at home. They're bored out of their mind, and they're like, "Fuck it, I want to learn to play D&D." A lot of women, which was kind of funny. So when they say, "Oh, girls don't want to play these games," when they're bored enough, they do.
Yeah. When they got nothing else going on. I mean, but yeah, no, it's like, the one that's behind on the uptick is getting on this whole thing is Games Workshop. Like Magic.
Oh, 100%. They just got remember how fucked up their website was a couple of years ago?
I remember that. Yeah, no, okay, because here's the thing, and I get this is going back onto the digital tabletop. This is a thing I've talked about before, but we really need to talk about it again now. Is now I've said before, they want to get out of, they either want to dial down or get out of physical tabletop. And a lot of people think they don't want to, because the Games Workshop policy for the longest time was, we do not want to have Warhammer fully represented in a digital format, because then nobody will buy the minis, and that's our main source of income. And here's what's changed. COVID happened. It was a couple of things, but one of them was COVID. And the fact that there's a big demand, obviously, to play on digital tabletop, which they've seen through Tabletop Simulator. Games Workshop is fully aware of the TTS 40K community. Both of them. The real one and the fake one that Key is behind, but, that's neither here nor there. I made a video on that, by the way. You should go watch it. They're aware of Tabletop Simulator. They're aware of the size of the communities. They are also keenly aware of how they killed Warhammer Fantasy, made Age of Sigmar, and while they were doing that, they basically handed Creative Assembly Warhammer Fantasy, like the old Warhammer Fantasy, just to make a game out of it, because, like, who cares? We're not making it anymore, right? And that was Total War Warhammer, and that made them stupid money. Like, Warhammer, hold on. Oh, hello, M10 Ingram. How you doing? Welcome to the chat. But, that made them stupid money. Like, Total War Warhammer at this point is just all of old school Warhammer Fantasy in a digital format. That's what it is right now. And they saw the money this made them. And they are also aware of the fact that they had to go through a third party to get it made. That was Creative Assembly. But during this time, they had a lot of shit coming out that, the whole emphasis was, we're trying to de-emphasize a situation like, say, Dawn of War 1, where in Dawn of War 1, by the end of Dawn of War 1's production, when Soulstorm came out, the only tabletop faction that was not represented in one form or another was Tyranids. And somebody modded that in. So, yeah, like now, years have passed, more factions have come out, but the only faction that was not on Dawn of War 1 was Tyranids. And Dawn of War 1 was a huge introduction to 40K for a lot of people. And Games Workshop has always been cagey about that. They've always been like, no, we don't want Warhammer represented on digitally, because then we won't be able to sell minis anymore. And then the licensing money from games has started to eclipse the money they earn from minis and book sales. Well, book sales has always been pretty small because they have to go to China for their printing. But the licensing deals for digital products like the games is starting to catch up, if not already outstrip tabletop sales. And one of the things contributing to their lower profits in this most recent quarter was the fact that they are kind of in a lull period with their licensing. Like, Total War Warhammer is ramping down. They have one more DLC to go before it's basically over, and that's the End Times DLC, which is coming up. Space Marine 2 is in a lull period, just doing content patches while, they'll they'll do another season pass, but they're just doing content patches now. And what else? They haven't really released any new big games. Mechanicus 2 came out and fell on its face. You remember that scene, don't you?
God, that was disappointing.
Yeah, and that was the second. That was the third instance of Leagues of Votann representation since they came out in 9th edition. Which, man, talk about not striking while the iron is hot. Leagues of Votann lore, but that's another topic.
One of the things that that I think they've managed to come up with is virtual barcodes. As far as for minis, you won't just be able to copy paste your mini. It'll be okay. Well, I have this Space Marine. Well, that one looks just like it, but it's not because it's 275342789-5. It's gonna have a digital barcode on it. You're still gonna have to buy your armies and paint them.
Oh my God. Because I know Games Workshop is really good at fucking up an easy thing, right?
Oh yeah.
I know okay. You can make a clip of this if you want when I'm done with this rant or whatever. Hell, I might make a highlight of it, but here's my prediction. They're going to require you to buy the physical minis to get a barcode to get the unit into the digital game.
I can see it 100%.
Yeah, I can see that. Like,
what? There was a Lego thing. Where you had to do that because my grandson was super interested in it. Yeah, fuck all you. I got a grandchild, 2 of them. That you had to buy the little minifig, and then you had to scan it into the machine. It was like a base, and you would go in it, and it would scan the minifig and then add it to the video game.
Oh fuck! Skylanders.
You can see it in your head, huh?
Skylanders, was that it? No. There's a couple things that do that. But I remember Skylanders did something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Dragon Ranger said yes. Dragon Ranger saying yes. Skylanders.
That was the one. Okay, because I was thinking of Skylanders. Nintendo does one. Nintendo does another one, like Nendroids. Something like that.
Nagato or I gotta be careful how to say that.
Ninjato.
Go have a space war.
Yeah.
Hold up.
My
Super
biggest
chat.
problem with Project Morningstar is that I'm living Project Morningstar.
Thank you for the $5 super chat, Rogel. Yeah, exactly. We're living Project Morningstar, exactly. The corporate dystopia. Amiibos, that's it, Alec. Thank you. Amiibos, yeah. Nintendo does Amiibos. I was trying to remember it.
Yeah, there was one called Ninjato. We need hipster to say it for us. Screw it up.
Not on stream. I don't want to get banned. Also, hold on. Hey, Game Strain. I saw that that raid. It didn't pop up because I think Streamlabs is having a stroke right now. It's like not giving me all of my things on time, all my announcements. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. How are we doing? We're doing just fine. We're talking about D&D fucking up, tabletop companies moving to digital, that kind of stuff. We're probably gonna get the announcement of the raid like 5 minutes from now. That seems to be the mood of the night,
But yeah. So they know that tech works.
Yeah,
They know the tech was, and I never even thought about that. I've thought some evil shit about GW and Grand Wizards, the Coast, and that you would go to the next level on that one. Are you sure you're not an executive for GW?
No, okay. I have it on.
Think here, bro.
Okay, I have it on good authority. I might be autistic. I've never been diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure. And from what I understand, being autistic just makes you a new type, and being a new type lets you see the future. So that or it's just pattern recognition. I don't know, because GW fucking sucks as a company. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's like taking the biggest suck and saying, "How can I double suck on that?" Well, no, that's wrong. Never mind.
Yeah, collaborative Yap stream. Yes, Salt. Also, hi, Salt. How you doing? Oh shit. What was the other one? But also with 40K digital. You know what? You're describing that digital fucking barcode thing. You know what? I just realized that all the 40K minis for digital tabletop are just going to be NFTs.
Oh god, that makes it. Jeez, you just had to go one step worse, didn't you?
Yeah, remember?
You weren't happy with the little mini figs that you had to buy. No, you had to go one step worse.
Oh no, of course I did. Okay, listen. Who remembers NFTs? Like literally the most, literally the most Quarks bar fucking digital scam in the history of fucking
What's the one
internet.
The one that never speaks?
Oh,
the potato guy.
Yeah. Oh no. Let me try and do my best Quark from Star Trek impersonation here. They stole my apes. Odo. What? They stole my apes.
My digital apes.
There's a whole fucking AI generated voice meme I have on my computer. I'll have to hunt it down and post it on the server. so you can see it. But it's just Odo.
But if they.
It's just fucking Quark and Odo from Deep Space Nine, like talking about NFTs. It's fucking great.
But if it never ends, because every time they make the slightest change, they can put out a new, and the minifig doesn't have to look like anything.
Yeah,
it could look like stir fried shit because you're only getting it, and then once you open it up in your system, you still have to paint it. You know they're going to have digital paint, digital brushes, digital everything. Hell, they'll probably have digital paint water for you to drink.
It's a mental image of Sharky trying to swallow his computer screen because he always drinks the paint water. Love you, Sharky. But no, it's like it's like, man, and here's the thing too, because I know Games Workshop is upset because they weren't able to capitalize on Total War Warhammer themselves. Again, they had to go through Creative Assembly to get developed. I don't know if they're gonna like hire on a development team or try to do it through a third party. I don't think they'll do it through a third party because that raises the problem where if they break with the company, then they lose their developer for digital tabletop. But I guess I get the feeling Games Workshop will probably try to form their own internal, I'm pretty sure I think that's how Wizards did it when they did. Game Stream crashed the stream. There it is. Okay. I'm pretty sure
they did. They spent $1 billion and pissed every dime of it. $1 billion
fucking dollars.
They hired 3 companies to make video games. They fired all 3 of them. They've canceled all 3 video game programs they had running, including Baldur's Gate 4, at least as far as I'm able to find out. The digital 3D tabletop crashed because NASA tried to run that shit on a fucking supercomputer and it choked. Everything they tried failed, and they're like, well, that was stupid. $1 billion. They literally did the Joker thing where they just piled it up and set it on fire. I listen. I just had this mental image when you were saying that of like trying to run the digital D&D program on Grok's data centers, and then Grok just says, Grok is just like, I smell burning toast. Yeah, I smell smoke.
I smell burning toast. I smell burning toast. Why can't I feel the left side of my body?
And it's just it's yeah. But GW will, but they're learning. That's why they're always behind, because they're learning. They're waiting.
Well, I've always said
They're
it
not
myself.
dumb.
Yeah, well, I've always said it myself. Well, GW is just perpetually 10 years behind, like on everything. Like, not because they like wait. Like a little bit of it is waiting and watching. A lot of it is just the fact that they're not very good at keeping up on trends around them. Like the shining example, of course, being everyone's favorite 40K controversy, the female custodes, because they literally introduced them as people were so sick of that shit that it's set off a nuke inside the fandom. Like they introduced it at the tail end of wokeness, and then by the time they got the minis out, wokeness was dead as a concept and is now just, the rot is washing away. Like, they got the minis out they introduced women to one of their genetically male-only factions so late in the game that they couldn't profit off it even a little bit, Not that shit was... I don't think they would have anyway if they'd released it, like, in, say, 2020. Back when that shit was more air quotes, accepted and less known in like the common discussion. But at the same time, they did it so late in the game, and they did it because they're always 10 years behind. Everybody else was doing that shit in 2020, 2014, 2015, and they didn't do it until 2024, 2025. Like I said, Games Workshop perpetually a decade behind the rest of the world culturally. And so, yeah, and on the bright side, though, it does let them see, Hasbro fuck up as hard as they have with, Wizards of the Coast and D&D. And
well, that's really what I'm thinking, because money-wise, those are the two companies closest together in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hasbro overall is, of course, way bigger than GW. But they've got the money to burn, so GW is like, okay, don't do that.
Yeah, well, Hasbro...
That was stupid.
Well, Hasbro is also involved in way more shit than Games Workshop, Not only, not only D&D and Magic, but also they were also they had the license to do Star Wars toys, which Hasbro tried, but Disney cocked that source of income up pretty fucking well in the mid to late 2010s.
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. Not to give away your general location, but look up Zero Latency VR. You can play as a space marine in VR.
I'm gonna have to look that up, actually.
And there's one, I think, not terribly far from you. I will say where, but I don't think it's terribly far.
Well, I'll have to look that up. But it's just Femstones would have failed regardless if it was 2020 or 2024. Yeah, no,
they might have got a little more backing a decade ago.
Well, it would have. Okay,
they might have slightly longer legs for a little while.
If they would have released before Elon Musk bought Twitter, no one would have known about the backlash.
True.
No one would have known about the backlash because it would have been suppressed and silenced and down, the algorithm would have crushed it like the way it was before Elon bought Twitter. And, and then all the people who would be, carrying the narrative would be like, say, the only place to be able to hear the narrative would be places like, say, Spiky Bits or Bell of Lost Souls or, 40K YouTubers who are all in GW's pocket. And they would have been talking about how it's a success, it's a great success. Everybody was buying it. And instead, when it happened, they had to they had to focus more on the controversy because you can't carry a narrative that it's successful when it's very clear people don't like it, Last Jedi. Oh yeah, no, it was always funny talking about how people everyone loved the Star Wars sequels, and then you had Christmases with Star Wars toys rotting on shelves for everyone to see. You couldn't hide it. Nobody wanted that fucking Rose Tico toy from The Last Jedi, all right? Oh my God. Yeah, no, like, that was when Hasbro's, fucking financial troubles began, was when Star Wars tanked, when the Star Wars toys tanked. And it's just been kind of
Yep.
catching up with them more and more ever since. And it also didn't help that all throughout the late 2010s, they were bungling Transformers as well. They had, like, the Michael Bay movies, as much as not no Transformers fan, but a lot of Transformers fans will never admit that the Michael Bay movies saved the Transformers franchise and made it mainstream and popular. And then but then they were also so, like, cagey about the fact that Michael Bay made it popular, because literally the Transformers movies, the first three, were critic-proof. It didn't matter the critics didn't like them, because people fucking loved those movies. And Roger Ebert's salt about the fact people liked Transformers 2 will always be fucking fun. Hold on, what's this? To you and that disgusting old timer, you are both racist, bigoted losers, worse than the blue and white flag people. We own everything you play. Enjoy your male tears. You know what? Toodles incels. Listen. I can feel you crying on the other end of that keyboard. I can feel you.
I'm old enough to say this. Tell your mom I said hi. And that thing she does with her tongue, I love it.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, listen. I can feel your crying, your anger. I'm so sorry that this is where you peaked in life, is messaging me that in my chat, okay? I'm sorry that's where you peaked in life. But you know what? You'll pick yourself up. You'll do better. Maybe one day you'll make something of yourself, all right? I believe in you.
Someday you'll actually have sex with another human being, and this won't seem half as important.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But no, fuck, what were we on before I noticed that? Right.
You're famous, Bo.
Yeah, listen, until you got a legion of people who you live in their head rent free, you're not really famous. But no, what were we on before that? Oh shit. Right, we were talking about Hasbro's money troubles, right? Transformers, because it was like, because they had the Star Wars problems. We had the Star Wars problems. They like the Star Wars revenue tanked because nobody wanted toys from the new shit because it sucked. Even if the toys were like superficially good, it's like I've said about like why the lore matters in 40K, right? People aren't just buying the plastic figures because, maybe they're buying them because they look cool. But the reason people come to like this
Initiating
shit.
attack protocol 23.
Oh, hey, there's Game Strain's raid, like literally like 20 minutes late, like the raid announcement. Streamlabs.
Most people will fall asleep.
Streamlabs, what the Streamlabs? The fuck you doing? He raided me ages ago.
Man.
Like, oh my. Anyway. But yeah. Fucking. So the Star Wars revenue dried up, and then Transformers was doing great. Transformers was doing great at the time. And then they start inserting the woke shit into Transformers. And then on top of that, Hasbro and Paramount, like, when they want to do more live action films, they get Michael Bay back, but with less creative control. And then they start fucking up the movies. And they did 2 more movies. And by the 5th film, which was The Last Night, Michael Bay was so done. He was so 100% done with their bullshit that he deliberately crashed the 5th film. Like, he made it bad on purpose. A lot of people don't really know that. He made the 5th movie bad on purpose because they kept fucking, because Hasbro and Paramount kept fucking him over. And then with Bay out, they didn't know what to do with the live action films. And they made Bumblebee, which kind of coasted off the Bay films. You know, it was on the one hand copying all the character designs, but on the other hand,
That was your favorite.
No, it's no. Unironically, I think Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts are worse than The Last Night. I will die on that hill. The Last Night is terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's not good. It's trash. Bumblebee.
Oh, and Ramen Dude, Dark Sun is old school D&D, like from my late teen, early 20 eras.
Well, like
super dark, super grim, super chud, I guess you want to call it that, but also not gonna work for modern day.
Yeah,
that's the whole point.
Yeah, like that was the lead into the whole discussion of Hasbro and game companies fucking shit up. Is, you know, the fact that they're bringing back Dark Sun and they're cutting out all the shit that makes it Dark Sun. But yeah, no, it's like, so yeah, they cocked up the live action films. You know, Bumblebee didn't do as well as the other films, and Rise of the Beast was a flop. The cartoons turned to shit. The Transformers cartoons turned to shit. The comics turned to shit. And the revenue for Transformers started drying up. And what did that leave Hasbro? Well, Magic the Gathering and D&D. So Magic was still pulling in money, and then COVID happened. And that was the big hobby boom. And that was where they're like, oh, we can lean on this as our main thing, you know? We can lean on D&D and Magic as our main thing. And then everybody started returning to their normal lives. And they started putting all the woke shit into that. And now that's drying up because not as many people are buying it anymore. And now they're trying to, you know, hit it with the defibrillators with the whole universes beyond thing, you know? Get the 40K audience, get the Lord of the Rings audience, because, this isn't going to last for Hasbro. It's just not. And pushing more people away from D&D by forcing them to, you know, pay a subscription to get in to keep playing D&D, that's not going to work either. You know what's going to happen? And this is what I predict is going to happen. See that, you know what goes on with BattleTech and, you know, people who actually play it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep circulating the tapes.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the books, that's the problem. They can't do shit.
Yeah,
that's what you and I've been saying for years about 40K.
Yeah,
play it the way you wanna. It's your freaking game now.
Yeah, and like, and because people might not know this about BattleTech, and this does relate to it all. BattleTech was actually bigger than 40K at one point, and what happened was
huge.
What happened was that FASA, the company that made it, a lot of people like to think that they went under deliberately. The owners decided there was no more money in tabletop and sold it all off. Like they fought a lot of lawsuits in their time. Don't get me wrong, but FASA went under because they decided they just didn't want to do tabletop anymore. So like, fuck it, let's quit. And they sold their properties off. BattleTech as a property is scattered between like 5 different companies. But as it stands, the tabletop is owned by Topps, and they license it out to Catalyst Game Labs to produce the BattleTech tabletop. And people may buy the minis, and there may be some people who play the Catalyst version of BattleTech, which is after a period called the Dark Age, which nobody liked, and nobody likes Ill Clan either. But everybody who really likes BattleTech plays it through the old books that you can find, like PDFs of the old books, basically for free. You can, and BattleTech you don't even need miniatures for. You can print out like cardboard cutouts that represent your mechs, or, you know, paper off your printer, cut that out and put it on a base, and that's your mech. You don't need them.
I love telling the story that, much like you've all seen the picture of the Warhammer game the guys are playing on the boxes.
Yeah.
Over in the Gulf. I did something similar with BattleTech, and first thing, nobody took my picture and put it in a magazine. Thank God, it would have scared everybody. But we basically had sand because, well, it was the best terrain to fight on because we had a lot of it.
Yeah.
And we basically laid a little paper grid that we cut out. We made homemade dice. Our mechs were wire nuts, screws, bolts, whatever we had. This was 1990, so not much 3D print. And we had one copy of the rules. It was a photocopy stapled together that we treated like it was holy writ. And that's how we played BattleTech.
I can imagine.
You know, it was.
I can imagine if during the war, if that got blown up, you probably have what was it, Bush Senior on the phone asking to borrow a nuclear weapon. Can I blow up Baghdad? They took out our BattleTech rulebook. You know?
Either replace the rule book or give me the nuke. What are the two, George?
Yeah, you ship a new BattleTech rulebook out here, or Iraq won't be here in the morning. Like that.
Yeah, Dragon. We had a 50 cal casing was our one assault mech. We had 7.62. We had 5.56 wire nuts. Funny enough, a dung beetle actually wandered onto our battlefield. And everybody just stopped and looked at it, and I'm like, alien invasion! And I'm coming up with numbers for the different sections of the dung beetle, and all the mechs turned to attack it. And we had the first alien battle in BattleTech history.
Well, I mean,
in the desert.
I mean, you know what? That's fair. That's fair because I know BattleTech fans don't like to talk about Far Country.
No.
Yeah, they do not. They do not like to talk about Far Country.
Why did you see? Now I'm going to need a drink to put that to bed. Put that thought to bed.
Oh, no, listen. I know how you feel because I was talking about Armageddon Saint earlier, so trust me, I know how you feel. But yeah, like people just pass around the old books, like the old books, because that's all digital now. You just need to know where to find it, and it's not hard. You could probably Google search that shit. And most BattleTech fans are playing old school BattleTech, not the shit that Catalyst puts out. Some people play that stuff, but let's just put it this way. Catalyst ain't in a good spot. It's been found out recently that their price hikes that they did, they blamed it on Trump's tariffs. What it really was is the fact that they've had to change manufacturers of their minis so many times because they don't earn enough money to actually pay them. And then the manufacturer gets pissed off and drops them. They're on like their 5th manufacturer now, and they're running out of options. So and they're having to, because they don't have options, they've had to up the price to match what the manufacturer is charging them to make the minis because Catalyst isn't GW. They don't make their own shit. They don't own the factories. They license people. And
speaking of, and I didn't know if you wanted to bring this up, the ditch jihad stories. About how stores don't want to carry it.
Right, that too. Yeah.
Yeah. It made me think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like fucking for those who don't wonder, that's our little pet name for Trench Crusade, is a ditch jihad. And a Trench Crusade is apparently now being banned from game stores because the majority of the minis that people play with are 3D printed and they can't sell that. For those who don't know, Trench Crusade, well, they were going to release their first starter box, the Carcass Front, this month, and then I want to say they pushed it back to October and then didn't tell their customers. Except some of the boxes got sent anyway, because they got sent before they told them to stop and delay it. So, I mean, Sharky's got that one meme he made of it's like the Trench Crusade Kickstarter page with all the people complaining about all the problems. And it's got Donald Trump, shooped onto it. It's the video of him saying, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I need that video like right now. But it is so fucking apt. And
it is.
But yeah, no, there's like one box of Trench Crusade minis you can actually buy right now. So
the rest are printed files.
Yeah, so the rest is 3D printed, and a lot of game stores are apparently banning playing Trench Crusade because you can't buy anything there for the game yet. And it's like, it just seems like, but just with this whole discussion, Wizards, Games Workshop, Catalyst Game Labs, fucking, I don't even know the name of the company that makes Trench Crusade. I don't care to know. But they're just all fucking up so hard. It's like they got this taste of mainstream success, and now they're like, they're trying to capture that. Really, I feel like games, like, funnily enough, because now I got to give the credit where it's due with shit like the Amazon deal. Games Workshop feels like it's the only one where they're really actually kind of maybe sort of doing it right, Like, like we had the, like, okay. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to bring up
No.
because I was going to bring up the D&D movies.
Well, I was going to say also, don't forget that D&D has also now lost some of their biggest supporters.
Oh, right. Yeah, they lost Critical Role.
Yep, Critical Role came up with its own system and said, kiss my ass. Nobody really knows exactly what happened. It probably comes down to money. It always does.
Licensing. Yeah, licensing was probably what it was.
But Critical Role has bailed, and then there was another large, I think it was the second or third largest live action one that has also switched to this new system. Now, I've looked at the new system. It's more woke than D&D. So it's not really a replacement.
Oh, is it like doing some Lancer shit where you're literally like not allowed to play as a bad guy?
Well, when it starts off, it says, now first, when you're deciding your character, you want to understand their pronouns and how they want to be. I'm like, slap. I just kept scrolling. Okay, never mind.
You see, that shit's always so funny to me because it's like character gender is something you've written on the fucking character sheets since time immemorial. Since Gygax first cooked this shit up in his fucking evil laboratory or whatever he did it in, right? Like, you don't need to that's the thing with that. It's like it's overcomplicating a simple thing, right? Like male, female. I'll even shit, I'll even take, I'll even accept, non-binary or whatever. It's like, it's not like just write your shit down. Write your shit down. You don't need to overcomplicate it. That's the character. That's why character sheets exist. So you know what the character is. You don't need to do a 20-minute diatribe about gender before you even make the fucking character, well, I mean, of course, this is also Critical Role we're talking about. Nobody who watches Critical Role actually likes D&D. They like Critical Role.
I literally had to put way back during COVID. Attention, my games are not Critical Role. I am an old grumpy man. I will say things you don't like.
Man, yeah, no, listen, I feel so sorry for D&D, for people who like D&D, both DMs and DMs and players, because everyone's like, if you're not doing Matt Mercer level acting, you're not a good DM. It's like go fuck yourself. That's not why we're here. We're not here to act. You're not here to do this theater kid thing.
Dragon Ranger, you're absolutely right. You are 100% dead on balls accurate.
You blame Critical Role for bullshit like paid. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Listen, we're seeing that shit in 40K as well. Not paid, it's not like paid, DMs, but, it's not like paid DMs, but I've seen a Idiotic Synergy brings it up a lot, and he's got a really good point. The people who charge you $500 to learn how to play 40K.
What?
If my dyscalculia-addled brain can figure it out, you don't need to pay somebody $500 to play 40K, all right? To learn how to play.
I played 40K after drinking half a case of beer. I don't want to hear about it. Holy yeah, Dragon. I can't. I've had people offer me like game books for free and stuff like that. I can't.
Oh, hold on. Kamikaze Kid redeemed something here. I gotta do it. Hold on.
All right. Okay.
Hi, can you still understand me? Am I coming through all right?
Yes.
Yeah, he redeemed. I gotta turn the Space Marine voice on for a while. He redeemed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so some DMs do charge, and a lot of people, they're so desperate that they do pay Just Play. I don't. I won't. If I run my group, it's because I like my group. The only group that ever scared me was my all-female college student group.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. See that? Oh my god.
I figured I was gonna get like 4 or 5 copies of my daughter. No, these are the ones that tortured a wizard because he hurt Boblin the Goblin, their frickin' little mascot.
Okay. Because what I was thinking is did he get the kind who would read Morning Glory Milking Farm? Because if he did, I'd feel so sorry for you.
Thankfully, it was before that, though. My wife got a little tired of it when they were calling me at like 9 o'clock at night and asking me, oh, I shouldn't even say this on here, she'll kill me, DM dad, and have questions.
Oh my fucking God, Jesus Christ.
And she's like, this shit's ending. The shit ends right now. Because you are not having a bunch of 20-year-old groupies. That shit stops right now. Oh God.
You kicked the class puppy, see that. That was a taste of Mama Bear attitude. You're about to do a 40K D&D homebrew campaign. I'll say this one.
Are you going to stream that? Because I haven't seen how you adapt it.
No, not me. That's in chat. I just play games.
No, I know. Yeah, just play games. 4987 there.
What do you call it? 40K homebrew D&D sounds interesting, but I mean, if you want to just grab like Dark Heresy or Rogue Trader or the tabletop games, like grab those. Those are good. Those are good systems, and you can find them easily enough on, we'll just call it the high seas. Hi EA, how you doing? I sound different. Kamikaze. Yeah, Kamikaze redeemed did the Space Marine voice redeem, so I'm doing that for a bit.
Yeah, I have 10K, and of course he took something off of the redeems. He always takes something off.
Okay. No. Okay, I probably need to explain. Basically what's going on right now, multiple people have reported on it. Games Workshop is going after 40K YouTubers. Like people who just talk about, people, yeah, they're going after them. People have been handed, but
Rogel Dorn, which is like all over the internet. They oh my God, really?
Yeah, no, they're doing that now. They're doing that. You may have noticed with the redeems on some of the redeems, like the 40K.
They're pretty generic. Yeah.
Well, the 40K gifts are gone. Yeah, that's that, guys. It's Games Workshop again. I posted on Twitter the other day that can Games Workshop go a month without attacking their fans and content creators? Like, it's actually. It's actually like
this is for Games Workshop.
Yeah, I'm leaving that one. I'm leaving a couple up that can kind of possibly get through with the fact that very memey, but shit that's more official looking, I had to get rid of, and it's I really don't want. I can't risk the wrath of Games Workshop, and obviously certain.
No, you can't.
Obviously, certain retards on Twitter are probably gonna hear this he quit 40K again, guys. Because of course. Oh, you want to bring that up?
Oh God, that's just. I mean, it's like. I don't know, man. I think. I think Bo has more weird focused stalkers than half the boy bands in the world. That's all I can say.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, look, it's so fucking funny. Like, there were people in the 40K community. Okay, I'm gonna turn this voice off now. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this voice off.
All right, okay. Can you hear me? Am I coming through good?
You still sound the same.
I do. Well, how about now? Wait. I thought I turned it off. Did I turn it off? Wait.
No, it's still, yeah.
Shit. Hold on. How about now?
Nope. No, I'm fucking with you. It was off the first time.
Oh, fuck. Man, fuck you. Anyway, right. Okay. So the thing that's always funny to me, the thing that's funny to me with all that, because, okay, so there are people I still communicated like cordially with in the 40K community, right? Right. And like I get along with them. I even followed them
Right.
and they didn't care. We did exchange talking about the lore and shit on Twitter. And then the old account got nuked. And the old account got nuked. I switched to my backup that I've always had. And the moment that happened, they all turned. Like there's this one guy. There's this one guy, fucking, he's some kind of fucking Raven Guard fan or something that tells you all you need to know. He likes the emo Marines. I unironically, we had always got along, right? We dunked on Tau fans together, like he shot some like jabs at me, like jokingly. It was like, whatever, And then the other day, he's posting like, a depressed reaction image. Like, I can't believe I have to like agree with Bohemond on something. I hate him. And then it's like, and then somebody else is saying in the replies, like, fucking, oh, it's okay. Even if you agree with him, you can still hate him. And he's like, I agree. Well, that we can agree on. It's like, what the fuck ever, man. And I just fucking block him. Like, whatever. And then
motherfuckers need a hobby. That's all I can say.
Oh no. And then I get DM'd by a buddy today because I'm listen, y'all think like, I want to point this out to all of y'all who like, and on both sides of that toxic ass community. I've got people on the inside, so I know some things. But I got I was made aware of the fact that after I blocked him, apparently he started obsessing with cuck porn and making like edits about me.
Oh, that's
like,
that guy?
Yeah, that's that guy. And I'm like,
yeah, that was weird, man.
How unironically porn brain do you have to be that some guy you don't even know personally?
Credits. Go have a space war.
We know the American Civil War is going to be rebranded as the Franklin Douglas Slave Revolt, intentional typo, that Lincoln took credit for.
Marine. Well, thank you for the $5 super chat. I don't think so. Honestly, we're really seeing the end of this shit where they're like renaming everything. Like they just turned Fort Bragg back into Fort Bragg, for example. I don't think we're restoring statues. I don't think they're gonna like go and rename the Civil War to the Franklin Douglas Slave Revolt. I really don't think they're gonna.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but no, it's like,
yeah. Thank God they renamed it because those other names they gave. I mean, nothing against Hal Moore, but
yeah, but no, it's like I'm serious. How porn brain do you have to be? That I'm a fucking nobody. Okay, I'm a fucking nobody. I like to toot my horn about how, I'm always right. I'm like, come on, I'm fucking nobody. I don't even have 5,000 followers on YouTube. Do you think I'm somebody? I'm not. So when some nobody you very obviously have some kind of weird issue with, just doesn't want to hear from you anymore on fucking Twitter, blocks you. If you immediately start imagining like cuck porn scenarios with that guy in your head, I just think there's something wrong with you and you probably need to stop looking at so much porn.
Ash thinks there's somebody.
Dude and his fuck buds showed up in a post I added you in, and had nothing to do with anything. They're algorithmically and spiritually cucked. Well, here's the thing. Apparently, a lot of them are mad that I'm showing up in their algorithm. I don't know how to tell you this. Your algorithm is tuned to what you post. This is like that guy you'll see that guy who's like, oh, why am I seeing like femboy shit showing up on my Amazon recommendations? It's like, because you're searching for it. You're searching for it. That's why it's showing up. You just revealed to everybody that you like to cross-dress in your free time, okay?
Why did I get Minecraft and My Little Pony stuff? Because I was searching for it for kids. There's a reason it shows up.
Yeah, no, it's like your algorithm shows you what you want to see. So if I'm showing up in your algorithm, that's because you're talking about me constantly. And I'm going to be honest, you people gas me up to be far more important than I am. But I will say, though, you're the best advertising agency money could buy, because I get so many messages in my DMs. They're just like, I followed you because you seem like this really cringe person I wanted to laugh at. You're just normal. And then they just, yeah. Thank you for helping me get back to, what am I at? Like 1,131 followers now in like less than a month. Like, yeah, thank you for that. You're the best advertise. Yeah. Oh, y'all right? I heard somebody sneeze over there.
That was my wife sneezing.
Oh gosh, she sneezes like I do. Jesus. But no, it's like,
she got that from me.
but yeah, no, it's like, you're the best advertising agency money could buy. And also, what else was there? I don't even pay you money. You do it for me for free. Literally rent free. You don't use Amazon. You also don't use the For You thing on Twitter. I just look at who I follow. Yeah, that's honestly the better way to use Twitter, honestly. I will say, though, I need to do a video on the Warhammer community at some point, how much it fucking sucks. Like, okay, I don't like female custodes, don't get me wrong, but the fact that it makes some of you so fucking mad that it is a little
20
nice
credits.
to see.
Go have a space war.
Oh, another super
I
chat.
have doubts. YouTube have been showing me ads for trans and STD plus dating sites. Never looked them up and my last test results were all negative.
Marine, I don't know how to. I don't know how to tell you this. First of all, thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm not trying to razz on you right now. I promise. Swear to God. May he strike me with lightning if I am lying. Algorithms are usually tuned to what you watch. It might have, if anything, if you watch some videos about people complaining about that kind of stuff, that's might have been what does it. The algorithm can be weird.
May have picked up on the words. Yeah.
Like unironically, I remember oh fuck, it was a week or two back, right? I forget what the fuck we were talking about. I was talking about something in voice chat. I forget what it was. We were talking about something in voice chat. I leave voice chat. I go to check YouTube for something because I check YouTube a lot because I got the YouTube channel. And I was getting video recommends for that topic. I forget what the topic was. It was something I don't even like, but yeah, no, it's like, yeah, no, the algorithm is weird like that. Like it is just weird like that.
And I think it's getting more and more on phones too. And I don't care what they say, because I had a friend ask me if I knew anything about Ozempic, and I'm like, what the fuck would I know about Ozempic? I open up Instagram, every other ad is for Ozempic.
Yeah, no, it's like that.
It's like, what the?
Oh God, so it picked up on that I'm tracking the world's descent into hell and said, hey, why not more? I mean, unironically, like if all you look up is negative shit, that's all your algorithm is going to give you. Like, it's patently designed to make you doom scroll. Like, it's designed to do that. It's actually kind of creepy when you think about it. It's like, it's like the, from Starship Troopers, do you want to know more? Except it doesn't give you a choice in clicking yes or no.
You're going to know more shit.
Yeah, you're going to know more whether you want to or not. We're honestly, I feel like we're done with the main topic, though. Like, I feel like we're done with the main topic.
Yeah, I think we beat that horse to death.
Yeah, we really did beat it to death. I was having someone tell me a horror story about roaches. Suddenly the ads are everywhere. Yeah, no. Man, listen, real quick before we go, though, I just want to bring this up. So people have been watching fucking Nick Fuentes' streams. They see that he's got roaches crawling on him throughout the streams. And all I can think of is the fact that, you know, Asmongold cleaned up his act. Like, he cleaned up his apartment. He got a girlfriend. Like, his home is clean. You can see the floor.
He's
And,
got an Asian girlfriend, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to be clean for something like that.
Yeah, no, it's like he did that, and now all of a sudden the roaches are showing up on Nick Fuentes' streams, and all I can think of is a slightly modified line from World of Warcraft. There must always be a Roach King.
Which king? Yeah, maybe Nick lives next door.
Yeah, no, without Asmongold, the roaches will run rampant. Jesus Christ.
God.
Oh, okay. We're just descending into hell now. I'm setting up the raid.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
It's just getting worse. All right. Iron Elf, you know, my homie Nico is streaming. You're going to watch him. You know, behave yourselves in his chat, everyone. I'll probably be back Sunday. I'm gonna be playing Helldivers with the boys on Sunday. So yeah, I'll see you then, everyone. Hope you have a good rest of your Friday and a good Saturday. If you're on my server, we'll be watching Wandering Earth Part 2 tomorrow night. I will catch you then. Take care, everyone. Later. See that. Thank you for coming. And
Thanks for having me.
Yep. Later, everyone.